The next chapter opens with the narration of an unknown cosmic entity that is approaching Earth.
For every darkness there is a light, an opposite, an equal. But now that light is dim, weak, for there has been so much light taken from the universe as Knull has raised his way across the stars. Billions of souls gone, entire planets devoid of life.
Above all the darkness, this cosmic entity explains that it feels the pain and suffering of Dylan Brock, beckoning to it like a signal. We are thrown into a battle scene where Blade, along with his army of vampires, and Sue Storm fight off some symbiote-infected heroes. Reed is still in the base, along with Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Dylan.
Okay, it's time. We all have our missions. Above all, protect Dylan. He's our key to freeing our allies, and then the world.
Dylan is ready to use his pain as fuel to join the fight.
I need to hurt something!
Dylan, Wolverine, and Spider-Man join the fight, and Dylan faces up against the symbiote-infused Captain America. Dylan easily snatches Captain America's shield out of the air after it gets hurled at him. The symbiote Captain America charges at Dylan.
I know you're in there, Knull. I know you're connected to Cap. I hope you can feel this, and I hope it hurts.
Dylan uses his powers to blast all the symbiotic matter off of Captain America, and Knull writhes in pain. Knull reaches out with his giant symbiote claw to grab Dylan.
It's him! I can't push him back!
Just as the claw is about to snatch Dylan up, it is pierced by a lightning bolt. Thor, the god of thunder, has finally come to the party.
You must be Dylan. I am Thor. How may I be of service?
Just have my back. I can do this. Little thunder would help too.
Hey, that I can provide.
Thor and Dylan rampage against Knull's army, freeing multiple heroes including the Hulk, as they vaporize the symbiotic matter that controls them. Meanwhile, the narration from the mysterious cosmic entity continues.
They battle. Thor and the child of Venom. I can feel them as I race nearer. I can feel them, beating the darkness back with every breath in their lungs, knowing that they will fall, that they will lose. Knull bleeding with every blow dealt by these two warriors of the light.
Knull decides to take matters into his own hands and comes down to face Thor and Dylan himself.
So you finally decided to show your face and stop hiding? You're the one they call Knull, yes? I remember half-drunkenly killing one of your pets.
You killed one of my children, but you have never faced me. Never ever faced anything like me. I am the god of the void, king of the abyss.
Thor and Knull go head-to-head, but Knull quickly overpowers Thor and throws him to the ground.
Today you learn to die.
Dylan runs in to help Thor, but Knull swiftly tosses the boy aside.
I've had quite enough of your insolence. I want you to see. See how your heroes fail and die. Watch as they are consumed by my hordes, just as you shall be.
Dylan tries his best to resist being consumed by Knull's symbiotic matter, but he cannot stop it. Thor kicks Knull away, and then smashes Knull's jaw clean off of his skull with Mjolnir.
You! Your world will burn for that!
In retaliation, Knull awakens the Celestials and then impales Thor with his Necro Sword. Reed starts to panic, but Tony reassures him that he's got the situation under control, and that they need to get Dylan to safety immediately.
You've got this? How do you expect to fight two Celestials, Tony?
Tony enters the fight riding on the back of a symbiote dragon that has been overwritten with Extremis.
You remember that Extremis-infected symbiote I got a hold of? Well, since the kid freed it from its hive, we've been getting along a little better.
I still don't understand. So you have a dragon, I don't.
That's because it's not a dragon, it's whatever I want it to be. So how am I going to beat two Celestials? I'm not. I'm going to use this dragon to override one of them and make it my new favorite armor.
Tony flies the dragon into one of the Celestials, and Extremis rewrites its DNA so that he can control it. Then he starts to fight back against the other Celestial. The mysterious entity's narration continues.
There is another, an opposite of Knull, a god of light, the source of Dylan's power. But while Knull's dome still stands, it cannot break through, but I can, and I am on my way.
The voice is finally revealed to be the voice of the Silver Surfer, who is charging towards Earth at the speed of light. Dylan wakes up in a nightmare as Knull whispers to him. But Knull is not the only voice in Dylan's head.
Dylan, remain calm. Listen to me. Dylan, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wait, who are you?
The voice speaks to Dylan while Knull rants on about Dylan being special to him, like a long-lost son.
I'm a friend. I don't know how much longer I can hold this connection open, but I need you to listen to me. I can get you out of here. Knull has made a mistake bringing you here. You can use him. Use your powers to break into his hive.
Knull continues trying to convince Dylan to join his side.
I will give you the darkness. Together we will end this war. Join me, or I will burn this world to the ground.
Dylan reaches out to take Knull's hand. And as soon as they lock palms, Dylan takes control over the hive and starts freeing all the heroes who have been consumed by it. Next, we see that the unknown voice is also in Doctor Strange's head, and it tells him that it is uploading a battle plan into his brain. Strange takes Felicia's staff and raises it above his head and smashes it into the ground, bringing in some much-needed reinforcement. Next, Cyclops, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, Doctor Strange and Thor are all telekinetically linked by the mysterious wizard. The wizard gives the signal and all of the heroes use their powers to push the enemy.
Go. Go. Go!
Back in an attempt to funnel them into the center of the city. Namor and his army of the Black Tide are called to join the fight, and they flood the city with tidal waves as tall as skyscrapers, sweeping up all the symbiotes in the process. Then Thor shoots bolts of lightning into the sea of symbiotes. Knull breaks out of Dylan's grasp.
You think you can beat me, child? Wound me through my hive?
Knull tells Dylan that he is alone, and that no one is coming to rescue him. But in the same moment, Jean Grey breaks into Knull's mind. She is frightened by what she finds locked inside the mind of the god of the abyss.
I can't find anything that can hurt him. He forged the darkness, bent it to his will. He's beaten everything.
Jean's desperation is suddenly lifted when she learns that there is an opposing force, just as powerful as Knull, that has been around since the beginning of time.
And with darkness, there is light. It rose up against him. It bonded itself with warriors to rage against him.
Jean explains how this force of light lost its initial battle to the darkness, as it was young and got overwhelmed. However, it chose to bond with a single individual worthy of wielding its power, making that warrior strong enough to face the darkness. Jean realizes that this god of light is also a symbiote, and that it has come to their aid, but it cannot get past Knull's dome around the world. It has been locked out, as Jean is passing out from the strain of being in Knull's mind. The Silver Surfer arrives and blasts through Knull's dome, allowing the god of light to enter Earth's atmosphere. The glowing orb of light flies into the city and begins ripping through symbiote dragons. Knull screams out in anger. The only force capable of stopping him has just entered the battle. The Silver Surfer interacts with the orb.
Oh, I see. You're not here for me. Go and find your warrior then.
The light flies into Reed Richards' lab, where Eddie Brock's lifeless body is still on the medical bed. Reed observes the light and realizes what it truly is.
Finally, the Enigma Force solved.
The god of light binds itself with Eddie Brock, resurrecting him from the dead.
You have been chosen.